It's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Wednesday, March 26th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown, so if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. First off, a couple clarifications. Number one, the candlestick that you see right there will be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. Second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one, we're going to begin with MLGO. Talked about this one in yesterday's video. Crazy, crazy move, and today it was very crazy too. As it had the big spike up here, only to give it all back. But this will mean a little bit more to those of you that watched the video from yesterday. But if you did, hopefully remember me talking about that green line right there as a support at the $10.80 mark. And it was never exact, but just broadly speaking, I think we can all agree, and I'm not saying any of this to brag about myself, but I am saying it to brag about charts and technical analysis, is the price ultimately did do a good job of respecting that as an area of support. So there's a gap down, and you can see some history right around that level, and then the big move back down. And once again, you can see how the price has still been respecting $10.80. So moving into Wednesday, 10.80 is certainly going to be that near-term level that you're going to want to see continue to hold. If it does not hold, then the next level to watch very closely as a potential support would be that purple line right there, 50 period, simple moving average. Keyword there being moving, so as time goes by, that line is going to move itself higher and higher and get more and more relevant. So in some senses, I like to call moving averages trend lines for lazy people, because if you don't feel like drawing a trend line, just let that moving average, quote unquote, draw the trend line for you. And as long as the price stays above there, then overall the trend is still in the bull's favor. If there is any sort of attempted movement back in the upwards direction, key level of resistance to watch at that point. In the very near term, I would say right there around $13.75. And then you can start to focus on these levels up here. But let's just first see if the price can even get back above $13.85. So if you like volatility, though, look no further than this one. Next one here, taking a look at POAI. And in the near term, we have an interesting pattern here. We have the bottom part of it. Let me change that to support. Green for support. And then we have the top part of it here. And I would consider this a falling wedge pattern, which is a bullish report, or a bullish pattern. You would think that, the rising wedge would be the bullish one, but that's actually the bearish. Falling wedge is bullish. So if I could get my words out right again, I'm going to say that one more time because I still don't know if that was quite said right. But the falling wedge, which this is, you would think that would be a bearish pattern, but the falling wedge is actually the bullish one. Now, that doesn't mean that for sure guaranteed the price is going to go upwards, but is it valid? Is it plausible to think that if the price were to come up here and break up through there, that break in of itself could create additional buying pressure? That's certainly a plausible scenario. Again, not guaranteed to happen, but I can see why you would potentially be thinking that way. But if you do like falling wedges, you like this price range, certainly keep an eye on this one. Next one here, MULN, and this is a very ugly looking chart. In fact, I could see people calling this a pump and dump, and I would not disagree. Now, when I say pump and dump, I don't mean that the company is, being shady and being run out of a bunker in North Korea. I just mean that strictly from a price action standpoint. And my definition of a pump and dump is a price makes a really impressive move and then relatively quickly goes right back to where it started, and that is exactly what happened here. To think that the price was down there and then all the way up there, and then in the same exact day went all the way back down to basically, if we match this up over here, right where it started. That is just, the definition of how I would describe pump and dump from a price action standpoint. But what makes this interesting is the fact right here that the price is right back here to this area of support, which it's been several times before at that 25-cent mark. So you can see 25 cents. Whoops. Grab the wrong annotation there. So you can see 25 cents there. Got a little bit of a bounce. 25 cents there. Obviously got a massive bounce. And right here, it started to bounce once again. Now, am I saying that you're going to get the same massive bounce? Absolutely not. But would it be shocking to get a little bit more of a bounce as it's, done a few times before? No, that would not be shocking at all. Again, not guaranteed to happen. That's why you got to be disciplined. That's why risk management is the most important thing. But yeah, if you do get some sort of bounce as it's done before, you could be looking at a nice risk versus reward scenario. So no doubt about it, very ugly looking chart. But like I said, what I find fascinating is the price is right back to that area where it's bounced before. It's got a little bit of a bounce underway. So is there more bounce to come on Wednesday? We'll have to see what happens. Next one, TNON, have a nice pattern here that's formed. So let's get this into play. And as I draw this pattern, please don't think I'm trying to impress you or imply this is a special skill or special talent. I think a lot of people have noticed this dynamic. And I say all that because when a lot of people are watching the same levels and wondering the same thing, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want. It can produce some very dynamic movements. But I think a lot of people have drawn both those lines there. So as far as the pattern is concerned, let's just keep it one color to make it hopefully easier to see. So we have our area of resistance. We have our area of support. We have the big upwards move right there. And then for you golfers out there, try to make it a little bit more visual for you. Put the golf down here. So here we have a bull pennant pattern. As I mentioned already, just because something's bullish does not mean for sure guaranteed the price is going to go upwards. But would anybody be shocked if the price came up here and then got the break there and then that break created more upside buying pressure? No, I don't think anybody would be shocked by that. So again, if you like bull pennant patterns, you like this price range down around $5, keep an eye on it. Next one here, NVDA, and this will mean a little bit more to those of you who have watched the past videos, but if you have, you know that we've been talking about that red line up there over and over again at 121.90, because that is ultimately just the overall top of this sideways channel that the price has been stuck in now for literally multiple weeks. And again, on Monday, it was looking like maybe the price was finally going to get some sort of separation, but today with the gap down, it's back to the drawing board. Now, the good news is it's not like it broke down and then is all the way now flirting with the lower part of the channel. In fact, it did a fantastic job of respecting that purple line, which I talked about in yesterday's video. So now in all actuality, if we just use that moving average there, so let me change the skin to keep it the same color to hopefully make the pattern easier to see. So we have that area of resistance that I've already talked about. And then if we just use that purple line there as our trend line, we have essentially a nice little ascending triangle forming, which is a bullish pattern. And I'll say it again just because, I know I'm repeating myself, but I want to hammer it home. Just because something is in a bullish pattern does not mean, oh, you just buy it because it'll go up because it's bullish. No, all I'm saying is that it's considered a bullish pattern, and if the price comes up here, it's valid to think, not guaranteed, but just valid to think that if the price were to break up through there, that could generate some more buying pressure and upside momentum. But as of now, yes, big picture-wise, the price continues to stay stuck in this sideways channel. But as we narrowed it down and just looked at today, there is that ascending triangle that's formed. So we'll see what happens with it over the next couple of days. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for my free live online webinar that I'm offering in a couple of days. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down below that you can use to sign up, or if you're watching right at my website, there's an area on the webpage that you can use there to get signed up. So like I said, if you've been enjoying, then definitely get signed up for the free class. Next one here, taking a look at TSLL. And again, this will mean a little bit more to those of you that have watched the past videos, but talked about this area of resistance right there, which was the problem point. And then you can see that we're at 1150 and great move up through there. But the crazy thing here, and this, I'm not offended if you don't believe me, but I put that red line in place in yesterday's video. And look right where the gap up this morning was. Gapped up right to that level. And then it got rejected right back down off of that area. Sure, it consolidated, and now it's come and pushed up through there, so that's the nice bullish dynamic. But again, I'm not patting myself on the back. I'm certainly patting charts on the back, though. And again, I'm not offended if you don't believe me. Just go back, watch the video, and you'll see I had that line there, and it's so amazing to see that's where the gap up was, and then rejected right back there. But as of now, as I speak, this level has been broken. The price is getting more continuation. So that's really the big question mark moving into Wednesday. How much more continuation is this going to get? But that's also prompts the first update. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that level. And this is just based on a foundational rule in charting. When levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support. So ideally speaking, if the price can stay above 1150, that would certainly be a very, very impressive sign of power. But as I already talked about previously, as far as just the overarching standpoint of things, keep an eye on the purple line right there, that 50-period moving average. And as that line itself moves higher and higher, as long as the price stays above it, then overall the trend is still plenty in the bull's favor. But yes, no doubt about it. Great breakout, pretty much at highs. The momentum is kicking in, so let's see if this momentum carries into Wednesday. Next one, ticker symbol DM, and we have ourselves another situation where you got to think a lot of people are watching these levels, so nothing magical, nothing, wow, this guy just discovered something. No, a lot of people got to think are watching this general area right here at these highs and are now going to be very curious, can the price break up through that level there? And if it can it get more continuation? But on the flip side of things, let's throw in the bottom part of this pattern because we do have, let me make this a little bit more. Doesn't need to be, there we go. So again, change that to green for support. And just because I can't help myself, and as I speak right now, you can see it's doing battle with the top of the pattern here. But just from an overarching standpoint, we have our area of resistance. We have our area of support. We have the move upwards right there. And then we have the golf down here. So we have ourselves another bull pennant pattern. So a bull pennant within a gap up context that still doesn't guarantee anything per se. But would anybody be shocked if the price were to come up here, break the pattern and then get more upside pressure, I don't think anybody would be shocked by that. Again, that's not to say it'll for sure happen, but that would just be a technical, a classic technical pattern breakout. But so once again, if you like stocks down around this $5 range, you like bull pennants, keep an eye on it. Next one here, DATS, and we have once again one of these falling wedge patterns. So yes, big move up, and it's created a pretty big pullback here, but within the pullback, said I am. So let's get this. I'm seeing this pattern here. This is where things are getting interesting because it's basically doing battle right now with the top of the falling wedge pattern. So that'll be the big question mark I have going into Wednesday is if the price pushes through it, is this the start of something bigger? Which is always a fun question to ask, right? Because think about it, it makes no sense to ask that question if nothing worthwhile is even happening. But in this situation, something worthwhile is happening. The price is trying to push up through that level. So if it does push up through there, the breakout has happened, but now you get to say, okay, is this breakout the start of an even bigger move to the upside? Now, to be fair, maybe it's not. Maybe the price just rolls right back over, does something like this and then, comes back down. But again, to be fair, that's a two-sided coin. Maybe it is the start of something bigger, and that breakout is just going to get this thing rocking and rolling. So again, breakout is right now pretty much right on the cusp of happening, but is the breakout going to get more continuation, more momentum? Grab your popcorn for Wednesday. Next one here, GDHG, and we have quite the showdown here. Let's see. Moving forward, the price is right underneath this area here at $4.20, and that's got to be the level that everybody and their brother's uncle is watching. And again, this is not a great discovery. That's just simply where the party stopped last time before the price got rejected back down. It's now curling back upwards. So can the price break back up through there? And if so, will that create even more upside buying pressure? Again, certainly a more than valid scenario, more than valid thought to have in that regard. If there is any sort of pullback here, then really just from an overarching standpoint, continue to watch that purple line there. I know it's irrelevant right now given how far down the price is, but that's why the key dynamic of all of that is moving average, because as Wednesday plays out, that line will move itself higher and higher and continue to get more and more relevant. So keep an eye on that. But in my opinion, at least at this point, it's all about that $4.20 mark, and let's see if the momentum carries into, or I should say carries from late day into the next day, because it's going straight up right now, but can it get up through there? Grab your popcorn once again. Next one here, TSLA Tesla, and Tesla has had itself another good solid day. Started off rough with the gap up, came down, but then did a good job of just consolidating sideways, and then late day finally did break above that area of resistance, and then got very good continuation. So I'm going to get rid of that level down there. And just first key update, based on that rule, and levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support. So yes, moving forward, what would make Tesla look the absolute strongest going forward? Certainly if the price can stay above 280. So keep an eye on that. And then in terms of next potential battlegrounds, we got to go back quite a bit of ways into the chart's history here. Always a good problem to have when you have to go this far back. Next key battleground, and now watch moving forward right there at $290.50. And then after that, I'm not saying it's shooting straight up to that level, but you don't really have another key level until right up there around $303. So it's starting to find some more blue sky space. But anyway, look at it. Very, very impressive move the past couple of days. The week is young, still 3 days left. So let's see how it continues to play out. So that wraps up the top 10 list. Again, if you like what you saw here and you want to learn more about this tool, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. Like I said, it'll be very soon, Thursday, March 27th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So I hope to see you there. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, as always, if you enjoy these, if you find them helpful, make sure you hit that like button. And if you're looking to support the channel in a very free and easy way, please hit that subscribe button, as it really does help out. So thanks for watching. Take care, and make sure you get signed up for the free class.